Hello everyone and welcome! Not a lot has happened in the past week, but we've got some news nonetheless. So, let's get on it. Let's start with the one thing that popped up on PBE. God Steph Jacks. As always, all the props go to skin spotlights. I have to say, I am a bit sad that Riot didn't reserve the God theme for legendary skins only. God Steph Jacks looks amazing, but I am missing unique attack animations and I am especially missing new voiceover. When compared to Lee, it just doesn't feel right. But it is a great skin nonetheless. God Steph Jacks will be the first skin of 2018. But outside of balance changes, that's all the new stuff happening on PBE. Although, it is worth mentioning that Hextech Kog'Maw has left PBE and he is now on live servers. Since Christmas is right behind the corner, Riot released new Christmassy swag. For pin collectors, they have new Poro pins. They also have 3 new shirt designs based around jungle camps. Specifically, we got Gromp, Raptors and Rift Herald. But they also got 3 holiday sweatshirts. Blue Poro sweatshirt, Red Poro sweatshirt, which is being sold in a limited amount, and the Snow Day Gnar sweatshirt. We also got 3 new plushies, the leaked Kindred and Gnar, and a Showdown mini Poro set. And lastly, Riot brought Braum into the Unlocked series. The Braum statue is marked as XL, but I am not sure if he is actually any bigger than the other statues. And keep in mind that if you decide to buy anything from the store during the holiday season, you will get a free Braum Poro ornament for your Christmas tree. Now let's have a look at the developer corner on League's boards. There's a new post by Riot Meddler, where he talks about plans for the next few mini patches. In patch 7.24, Zoe got understandably nerfed, but depending on where she lands there may be more tweaks. Especially her AP ratio might be changed. Currently she does way too much damage even without proper items, so her base damage must be lowered. When it comes to the RNG involved in Zoe's W, Meddler mentioned there will be another post about that. He also talked about the new ability icons for Mundo, Renekton, Nunu and Amumu we saw last time. And although it may take longer than we think, more of these older icons may get updated next year too. He then mentioned that Riot is looking into fighter performance, and while I normally don't cover balance changes, I quickly want to mention that among champions like Fiora, Kled, Olaf and Renekton, he also mentioned Aatrox. This gives me a little bit of hope that we may see Aatrox's update before the end of the year. And finally, he talked about the pacing of the game. He revealed that Riot is constantly looking into how long games last, when do the first towers fall, which lane gets first blood, and so on. Apparently there will be a longer post about this later this month, but here's some interesting data from the last patch. In 7.23, towers got more health, minions started dealing more damage to towers, and they even got increased movement speed after 20 minutes. And yet, these changes had no effect on the average game length. The point of these changes was to support split pushing for champions without massive tower damage. Botlane might have also noticed a massive change in their meta. Since average champion damage has increased, more supports are now going for offensive items. This leads into botlane having the most first bloods. It's because high burst damage from 2 champions can easily pop a squishy champion, and most of today's supports are squishy. Now let's move to Nexus. First of all, we got some news about upcoming changes to the party system. Right now, if you want to make a group, your options are very limited. You pick a game mode, invite people who are eligible, and select your positions. And that's it. You can't change the game mode once you started inviting. After you finish a game, your group automatically disbands. And although these don't seem to be huge problems, they are still flaws that can be fixed. So the new system is focusing on being more flexible. Think about it like creating a group outside the system first, and then you choose what you want to do with it. So far there are 3 significant changes. Groups now persist between games, you can freely switch between game modes, and you can invite people from the end of game screen. But there will be many more changes. We even got a teaser for all the features included in the first half of 2018. So, as mentioned before, you can add teammates to your party from the end of game screen. We even got wireframe concept art for these features. The reason why this is a good change is because you can add teammates to your party without adding them to your friend list. This will help all the anxious players who prefer playing alone most of the time. The end screen will also show which players clicked play again and are already waiting for the next game. Then there is an amazing feature called Open Parties. There will be a toggle in the party screen which allows your friends to freely join in, so you won't have to manually invite your friends anymore. This will be really helpful when you want to get together a team for group missions. Also, because sometimes your game modes may be restricted based on your team, for example a high ranked player can't queue with bronzies, or a brand new league player can't play draft, the game will automatically show you what game modes your party can play. And the last feature, which I don't actually know if I'm a huge fan of, is voice chat. Now, this voice chat will be built into the party system, so you can only use it if you are in a pre-made group. But if you are in a pre-made group, you're most likely using your own voice chat already. So to me, this feature seems somewhat pointless. On top of that, there are flaws like if your teammate's game crashes, he won't be able to tell you because his voice chat will crash as well. I understand that releasing voice chat for the public would be the most toxic thing to ever appear in League, but this iteration probably won't see much use. Now let's get into another dev post. This time it is a visual leveling update. To give you a bit of context so you know why this post even came to be, there are people, and I am not kidding, that already passed level 200. I don't know what to think about that, but that's why we needed a visual update for high levels. The concept is simple. Because levels are uncapped, Riot needed a visual system to help people distinguish player levels. The very base idea is to separate each tier using a different color. Here is the color tier system, scaling left to right from lowest to highest. Basically, this is just a creative way of avoiding the classic bronze to diamond scaling. But when you have a look at these colors, you can notice traditional RPG colors: common, uncommon, rare, epic and legendary. And to make sure you won't be stuck in a single color once you level all the way up, the colors will reset every 100 levels, so it is 25 levels per tier. But Riot went further than just simple colors and they opened up to their creativity. Each color is actually based around a theme. Here we see that blue is based on Hextech magic from Piltover, and orange is based on fire magic with elements of Targon and Shurima. But once the resets happen, you won't just get back your old border, you'll get an upgraded one. And to truly make each tier different, Riot even utilizes different shapes. There is always the outer circle, but the plate to highlight your levels may change in shape based on your level. For 2-digit numbers you get the rounded one, but once you get past level 99 you will get the wider version. And of course, once you get so much swag you need to show it off. So Riot made it visible everywhere. On your profile, in queues, or even in your friend list. No matter where you are, you can always show off your borders. And now, here's a sneak peek at the border designs. You can tell that they are themed after different places. The white ones are obviously Demacia, green is Zone, blue at 50 is Piltover, but blue at 150 is Shadow Isles, and orange is Shurima. There are even designs for the end of game screen. When you finish a game, the circle in which you can see your XP changes too. Here are the miniature designs for those. And finally, with all these borders you get also emotes. Now, one thing I need to mention. When you level up and gain new emotes, keep in mind that you will never lose the old ones. You'll be able to choose between all the previous level emotes you acquired before. Overall, these visual changes are made to make you feel like you're always progressing. So even if you're stuck in silver, your account moves forward. And finally, let's have a look at the newest Ask Riot. This time we got 3 very simple short questions. Zoe has a key on her belt, and I am wondering what the key opens. Zoe can create and travel through portals, what does she use the key for? Now let me read the full answer first. When designing Zoe, we tried to communicate that she travels all over, not just within Runeterra, but to whatever lies beyond. We also wanted to show that she's so powerful that what might be considered an incredibly rare and wondrous items to your average Joe Valorant is a mere curio for her. This moonstone? Oh, it just sparkles nicely. One of Bard's chimes? It makes a great sound. The key Zoe carries around was actually borrowed from another champion. You'll notice it's missing from his updated splash art. And to what it opens? Probably best we never find out. Now, the community is fast, so we already know what it opens. The key she is carrying is the old Fiddlesticks key. You can see it is the exact same key as the one Fiddlesticks used to carry around. As far as I remember, originally the key opened a chamber where Fiddlesticks locked the warlock who released him. Since Zoe is now carrying it, it is a nod to the old lore of League of Legends. And it possibly might hint that Zoe can travel between realities as well. As it was confirmed on the boards, Riot Kindlejack, the author of Zoe's splash art, snuck the key in as a long-time Fiddlesticks fan. It was greenlit by Riot, so they can use it in the future. Do you have plans to add a way to see ping on the client itself? This would help a lot for those who suffer from lag or disconnects. In short, Riot Irony Moose confirmed that we will hear on this topic again in 2018. Just like all the other features that are being implemented, seeing your ping in the client is something many players want. I myself don't have the most stable connection, so this would definitely help. However, the technical side of showing ping is a bit more complicated. Connection issues may vary, and you may see a good ping in the client but awful one in game. For example, if your connection is fast but sometimes you suffer from a packet loss, the ping won't notice anything, but in game you will jump around. So this will require more work. And the last question: when you choose a question to answer, do you choose only among the correctly written? Or do you choose the most interesting and write it with grammatical accuracy? Short answer: grammar doesn't matter. As long as Riot knows what you mean, they will answer your question, but they may restructure the sentences so it is easier to understand. And that was the last part of this video. This week wasn't so heavy on news, but we still got some interesting client teasers. Also, All Stars happened, but you probably already know about that. So, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to rate it and subscribe for more news and lore. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Discord if you'd like to chat. In case you missed it, yesterday we officially released our brand new 200k merch. We even got a special cringy video for it. And with that, thank you all so much for being here and for your support. You know, I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you, come again.